Ladies and gentlemen, our next guest does not need an introduction. You guys know him. You guys love him. Austin Ekeler, running back for the Los Angeles Chargers. When he reaches the end zone, which he has done probably 40 times in the last 2 seasons, he hits that guitar. Austin, how are you doing? And did you get a little tired of doing that so often in the last 2 years?
Well, first off, thanks for having me back on. But I was contemplating whether I should instead of a suitcase, bring a guitar case, and have my luggage in that, because I'll be strumming that thing so much, right? Hopefully to keep it going for another season as well. Let's make it a three-peat, man. Yeah.
Austin, now to think about it, I've been catching up on your app. Is there a part where you just get the guitar out, you start playing music to people? How's the app work? Can you talk about it?
I'm not that musically gifted yet, right? I'm working on my skills. I've actually been learning the guitar. I've been doing a lot of signing people's jerseys, done a few personalized videos, gamed with a few people. So it's called Experience. Play off my last name, Eksper, right? Experience. And really, I wanted a way to engage with my fans in a little bit more of an intimate way. And so that's exactly what I did. And just when I built my own app, where it's a platform, we'll have other creators that can also basically offer a menu of engagements that they want to offer to their fans.
How was that process? Because I think you've been talking about it for a couple of years now.
Yeah,
2 years
man.
Maybe?
So it's been a long time. As you can imagine with tech, it just takes a long time to actually build and get the code written. And really, it started from me wanting to engage on streaming. And then I realized streaming wasn't really compatible with how I wanted to live my life. It just took too much time. And I was like, let me create something that I can just turn on and off. And then also make it so other people can also get on there and do kind of the same thing. And so, yeah, it's been 2 years basically, actually I would say 3, of just the actual idea, bringing it together, getting it with the dev team, and now deving it. Now we're finally on the App Store, Android, and at experience.net.
Amazing stuff, Austin, that you're doing on and off the field. Let me ask you we know each other and everything.
Yeah, for sure.
How annoying was it when you started hitting that guitar when people would ask you, do you play the guitar?
Yeah.
Because I know people kept on asking.
I just did it.
So now I can say yes.
But now you can say yes.
So
but before then, you'd have to say, no, but I do when I reach the end zone.
Yeah,
So.
exactly. People are like, so who's your favorite guitarist? And I was like, shoot.
Jimi Hendrix.
I didn't have one, at the time, I still don't have one.
Yeah.
Like, there's no, it was more like the energy of just, playing on stage, like that I feel like a rock concert has. It is just like years into it, right? And that's like the same energy as that's when what's going on through the stadium when you're in the end zone and score, right? So that's where that comes from. But yes, now I can play the guitar.
Well, you get the energy of over the intercom, Austin Ekeler in the end zone, and then the fans screaming and yelling right in front of your face. So you just
big easy, but scoring touchdowns is not just an easy thing, and so when it happens, it's like everyone's just into it, right? Because it's like, yes, we accomplished something, we got it done.
Yeah. Go ahead.
I don't know about easy, Austin. For you, it might be because
that's the thing. That's why we're professionals, right? Make the hard things look easy, right? That's how you be a pro's pro, right?
Austin, when obviously you guys have now a new offensive coordinator in Kellen Moore. Kellen Moore was able to run a good 2 running back system in Dallas. Tony Pollard blew up this year. How excited are you from what you've seen, what you've heard, what you know about him? And you guys have obviously faced Dallas before, but how excited are you about this new change coming to the offense?
Yeah, it's a new opportunity. I was speaking about it a little bit earlier this week. It's not necessarily that I didn't feel like Joe needed to be replaced or he's a bad coordinator. It's just that you sometimes need new chemistries, new mesh. You need something. Just try something new. And so I think that's what happened. Even with Kellen, right? He had all the stats. They're like first, second, and all the categories or whatever. It's like, well, it seems like he's doing well, but you're trying to find a new chemistry for your team, right? Something that works so you can be a little bit more consistent. We had some ups and downs, and that's how the NFL flows. So it's like, okay, let's bring in we'll have some new guys, obviously, bring in some new coaches, see if we can do it with this group. And he reached out to me a couple days after he got the job. He was actually in Disneyland with his family, and so he was right down the street from us, and it just so happened that he got the job too, so he was already in our backyard, just talking about how he's excited, man, to come in and actually get to work. And I told him, we're hungry, man, because he saw how we finished, and we got to get back there because we know we got more in the tank than that.
And Austin, you're just kind of doing the quick homework on Kellen Moore and that system with the Cowboys, with Zeke and Pollard. Does that kind of excite you as a running back, seeing what they did?
It comes down to your players, right? Zeke, Pollard, some phenomenal running backs, right? And so, look, we're gonna have to come up and step up again, right? Players got to play, right? And great playing makes coaches look good, like that's how it goes. So if you have great players, right, and they're executing their play in the way that their coaches, these are great coaches, right? But it goes hand as far as coaching, like you can only coach so much. Then it has to eventually comes upon the player to make the plays, to actually go out there and be a pro and make it happen.
Austin, we heard through the grapevine that you were named the Nickelodeon
MVP. Yes.
How exciting is that for you?
I'll get some recognition. I'll take it. I can't get it from the Pro Bowl, so Nickelodeon's got my bag. Nickelodeon's, shout me out. 1,600 yards, 18 touchdowns. Back to back. Scrimmage touchdowns.
Austin, a measly 1,600 yards.
Yeah,
18 touchdowns.
Not Pro Bowl worthy, apparently. I don't know what is at this point. But it is what it is. I got some recognition, so I'll always take recognition where I can get it and be appreciative of it.
But also watch it from afar, that flag football thing in Las Vegas. Were you itching to play in that or not really?
So it's not necessarily like you're itching to play in the actual Pro Bowl. It's more of the title over the year, right? That I think carries more weight. Like, hey, I'm a Pro Bowl running back. Like, I can't say that. And so sure, yeah, I would go and probably have some good times meeting everybody. I think it's a good social atmosphere for those guys to get together. Love to be a part of it, but yes, look, I got another opportunity in front of me to go out and try to make it happen. So, I'm gonna try to score. I guess 20 is not enough. I'm trying to get to 25, and we'll see if we can get 25 touchdowns into the Pro Bowl.
Austin, you're right. It doesn't matter when it comes to contracts, and you're going into that contract year. You feel a little pressure. You kind of itching to prove what you got.
I always feel pressure. Like, there's always pressure on me, man, and like. I'll take anything else that will put more pressure on me because I need it. Like, I love that. It's like, even just for me, like, I have so much pressure. Like, I put pressure on my guys in my room too. I'm like, you guys need to try to take my job. Like, I want to feel that from you, that you're trying to take my job. Like, that's the pressure I want, because that's how I got to this point, right? I put so much pressure on myself to really focus in, get this stuff done, understand the severity of the opportunity that I have and what it could possibly give me in my life going forward. That's how serious I need to take it at all times. And I don't want to ever be slipping up, right? So I need pressure. And so, yeah, I'll take anything I can get, man.
How do you feel like the guys have done? I mean, I remember last year, 2021, you were really like hard on, hey, I need somebody to step up and kind of help the running game out. It felt like this year, Joshua Kelly at one point was there, and then he got hurt.
Yeah.
And it kind of went down a little bit, and then it kind of cost him a little. It took him a while to kind of get back into it. But do you feel like they kind of did a better job this year?
Yeah. Josh stepped up this year for sure. He had his injury, which you can't really control in the NFL. You expect that to happen. You don't know who it's going to happen to, but people are going to get hurt. Unfortunately, Josh was one of those situations, and so then it falls on the net. Who's next? And I think we were searching for that. Really never got it. That's where I started taking more carries, and it happened to be a time where Keenan was hurt too. Mike's hurt too. That's why I got 107 catches, right? Because our consistencies, right, are up and down. So they're throwing me the ball, right? Check it down, Austin, do something. And so injuries. The worst part of the game, but it is part of the game as well, and so hopefully we can keep him healthy next year and we can be that two-back tandem.
So being the Nickelodeon MVP, I gotta go back to that.
Yeah.
Do you know when you're gonna get slimed? Is there a slime coming?
Yeah. So
is it a secret slime? Like, is it gonna happen right now?
That would have been good. That would have been good. So they came to my house and they're like, "Hey, man, we want to slime you again." I was like, "Look, I already got slimed one time. Like, you already fell for that. I'm not doing it again. Like, come on." So yeah, they came over and presented the trophy, and I was wearing the slime time chain and some slime time glasses, and did my little acceptance speech.
See, I would have been like, "How the hell do you guys know where I live? This is a little strange."
It was all set.
No,
up.
I know.
That would have been good though. Slime right now.
Hey, we would have taken it too. Like, well, be careful with that, but okay, let's do it.
Oh man. I feel like I have the personality to accept that too. Be like, you know what? I'll take it, right?
I'm with it too.
Some people would have been pissed, like, bro, this is my outfit.
Yeah,
you gotta be careful with that one.
Yeah.
Speaking of that, I think Justin Herbert got slimed too, and maybe he wasn't as happy about it.
He did.
I
remember. Yeah, I was like, it was in his ear and everything. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
And also, how do you think the whole season played out for you guys? It was, some threes,
Yeah.
getting a hot streak. You guys figured it out. The defense figured it out. You get to that playoff game, and it just didn't end the way you wanted it to. But overall, were you happy, and also did it take a while to kind of get over that loss too?
Yeah, there's a lot of ways to look at the season, and if you're looking at it in a black and white sense, then I think either win the Super Bowl or you don't. Right? If you look at it just that, then only one team has a successful season, which to me, I'm like, that's not realistic, right? Like, there's got to be some type of thing you can measure. And for us, I think it's really our upward trajectory. Where last year we missed the playoffs. This year we got into the playoffs, right? I think we're on an upward trajectory, like I said, where it's like we're making progress. So I would say, even though, yeah, we didn't make the run that we wanted to as far as the Super Bowl, we're going in the right direction. We have guys that are around. Justin's getting better as a player, you know, as a competitor, getting more mature as a leader as well. And so that's going to obviously help us going forward. And then now it's like we're trying to find that combination that's going to help us stay consistent. So we have the pieces. How can we have them be consistent now, which is going to help us, right? You have to be consistent to get to the end. So, yeah.
Last two questions for us. Was it a little frustrating hearing the outside noise about Justin and some of the things that were going on around the scene where some people are like, you know what, maybe this kid isn't as special as Jalen Hurts or Joe Burrow or Tua Tagovailoa? Does that kind of get to you guys, or are you guys just outside noise, leave it out there?
You know, we got to prove it. We got to get out there and do it, you know? And so, you know, there's some truth in that, but we have to take that on as players, where it's like, hey, we haven't played as consistent as those guys have, you know? And you can look at the quarterback position, you can look at running, you can look at all of our positions, like, are we playing as consistent as some of these, as the two teams that are playing in the Super Bowl? And it's no. The answer is no. Like, we're not sugarcoating it and getting our pride in the way. Like, we know we need to play better. We know we need to play better, and exactly why these teams are playing in the Super Bowl, right? Because they've earned that. They've played consistent. Consistency is the most important thing in the NFL. And so if you're lacking that, you're going to do what we're supposed to do. We'll be in the Super Bowl. People will be talking about, oh, look how great these guys are, right? So it's for us to go out there and actually put that narrative out there.
Austin, going back to you saying, you know, you can't get to the Pro Bowl, but one thing you're doing, you do pretty well in fantasy football for fantasy owners. And I've been checking already, doing my research for 2023, and usually your name comes up number one for being the top pick overall. Do you hear the same thing? How does that make you feel?
I don't know. It makes. I mean, I think it's amazing. I actually traded up in one of my leagues last year to get myself to number 3, and I went number 1 overall. So I was like mad but happy at the same time. Like, that's really awesome, but also I wanted to get myself. That person ended up winning the championship too. Wow. Yeah, good for them. Yeah. Exactly. I went on a run during championship week, so that helped out. But no, it's definitely an honor, you know, to be just in that spotlight, because I know the impact that it makes in other people's lives. Like, people are really invested in their fantasy team. Like, people that don't even watch football like consistently, they're like, oh, I got a fantasy team with the office or with my friends or, you know, my family. So pretty cool.
Last question. So who are you siding with this weekend? Limbaugh, Kaiser White, Shane Steichen, or are you gonna go Melvin Gordon? Who's winning it this weekend?
I like how you asked that, because it's like, you know, who's not team, who you rooting for as far as like players. And I also know Boston Scott over there too. He's one of my guys. He's running back. And so I'm rooting for all of them to play well. I played with them, right? Built a relationship. The outcome of the game, I really don't have a preference, but I just want my guys, like, I know, like you said, I want them to play well. And so knowing that I have more on the Eagles, you know, so if they all play well, there's that. I guess I'm saying they're hopefully I'm hoping they probably win.
He's wearing a green hat also.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is Austin Ekeler, Chargers running back. Thank you so much, Austin, for joining us. We appreciate it, and have a great offseason.
Awesome. Yeah, enjoy the rest of Radio Row, man.
Appreciate
Get some good content out here.